Shirakawa Runa is undoubtedly the most radiant girl in her grade, capturing attention with her grace and charm. On the other hand, our other main character, Kashima Ryudo, struggles with his self-worth. He often refers to himself as someone who's not quite up to par, reminiscent of characters from classic tales of underdogs. At the tender age of 16, he's yet to experience the joys of a romantic relationship, which has led to a somewhat limited social circle. The world where the elegant Shirakawa thrives seems miles apart from Kashima's. Her beauty is so mesmerizing that Kashima feels a warmth, almost as if he's standing too close to a flame. Whenever he's near her, this overwhelming sensation causes him to downplay his own worth, keeping his true feelings locked away. Unexpectedly, we find him in a situation where he's getting closer to her, and she seems interested in deepening their bond. This unexpected twist leaves Kashima flustered, trying to comprehend the unfolding events. Hello, dear viewers, I'm Anikazu, and today we're diving into the intriguing world of the anime our dating story. If you've been enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more exciting content. Let's continue our journey. The school year kicks off, and Kashima finds himself incredibly fortunate to share a classroom with Shirakawa. As we observe the classroom dynamics, the ever-glowing Shirakawa stands out, surrounded by her group of equally delightful friends. While navigating the intricate social dynamics of high school, Kashima overhears a group of boys discussing Shirakawa Runa's reputation. The whispers suggest that she's known to frequently change her romantic partners, with a new boyfriend every 2 to 3 months. This has led to a common misconception among the male students that they might have a shot at winning her heart, or at the very least, getting close to her. Kashima, ever the introspective one, has come to terms with the perceived chasm between them, believing that someone like him could never bridge the gap to someone as radiant as Shirakawa. However, fate has a way of surprising us. Out of the blue, amidst the hustle and bustle of school life, the elegant Shirakawa approaches Kashima. She has a simple request: to borrow a pencil. Caught off guard and slightly flustered, he hesitates for a moment, but eventually hands her one. As she walks away, he finds himself captivated, unable to divert his gaze from her. It's in this unexpected interaction that Kashima realizes the depth of his feelings for Shirakawa Runa, the belle of the grade. Beyond her beauty, he senses a genuine kindness in her, a warmth that extends to those around her. Later, Kashima and his close-knit group of friends find solace on the school's rooftop, a place away from prying eyes. They engage in a lively discussion about their favorite streamer, pondering if their academic performance might be taking a hit due to their streaming indulgences. In the spirit of friendly competition, they decide on a wager. The ones who perform the poorest in the upcoming exams will be at the mercy of the top scorers, obliged to carry out any task set by them. To the surprise of no one, Kashima, with his diligent nature, secures the top scores in the exams. His friends, seizing the opportunity presented by their earlier wager, challenge him to confess his feelings to the girl he's been secretly pining for. Taking a deep breath and gathering his courage, Kashima pens a heartfelt letter to Shirakawa, pouring out his emotions onto paper. They agree to meet in the school courtyard, a place filled with memories for many students. With the sun casting long shadows and the gentle rustling of leaves in the background, Kashima, after much hesitation and with a shaky voice, finally admits his feelings to her. He had braced himself for rejection, but to his astonishment, after he confesses his admiration for her endearing nature, Shirakawa reciprocates his feelings. Just like that, two souls, seemingly from different worlds, become a couple. As they walk home together after school, the atmosphere is a mix of awkwardness and excitement. They're embarking on a new journey, and there's so much they don't know about each other. For instance, Shirakawa, in a slightly embarrassed tone, admits she doesn't even know Kashima's full name. Their conversations, up to this point, have been fleeting and superficial. Kashima, ever the overthinker, worries he might say something to upset her, potentially ending their budding relationship. However, Shirakawa reassures him of her loyalty, emphasizing that she's not the type to be swayed easily by others. She also playfully mentions that Kashima's sincere confession played a part in winning her over. As they delve deeper into their likes and dislikes, Shirakawa shares her preferences and deal breakers when it comes to relationships. While their connection might seem surface level at first, she believes that with time and understanding, it could blossom into something profound. Kashima soon realizes that Shirakawa's past relationships weren't just based on her looks. She's always been open to love, seeking genuine connections. However, she admits that she's yet to find a relationship that truly resonated with her heart. She clarifies that it's usually the guys who end things, not her, highlighting her unwavering commitment in relationships. Drawing closer to the familiar streets of Shirakawa's neighborhood, the ambient sounds of children playing and distant chatter fill the air. Sensing Kashima's comfort and the ease with which they've been conversing, Shirakawa tentatively asks if he'd be willing to walk her all the way to her doorstep. With a nod and a reassuring smile, Kashima agrees, appreciating the gesture of trust she's extending. As they reach the facade of her home, its warm lights and welcoming aura provide a stark contrast to the growing dusk outside. Shirakawa, with a hint of playfulness in her voice, extends an invitation for him to step inside, casually mentioning the absence of her parents. This revelation sends Kashima's heart into overdrive. The thought of being in a girl's room, especially someone he's grown so fond of, is both exhilarating and nerve-wracking. The walls of his comfort zone seem to close in on him, and a myriad of thoughts race through his mind. However, recognizing the significance of this moment and the trust Shirakawa is placing in him, he takes a deep breath, steadying himself. He's resolved to tread carefully, ensuring that every step they take in this new phase of their relationship is built on mutual respect and understanding. While exploring Shirakawa's room, Kashima stumbles upon a drawer that appears to contain some delicate garments. His curiosity piqued. He's about to take a closer look when Shirakawa suddenly enters the room, catching him in the act. To his relief, she reveals that the item is merely a new piece of clothing she's planning to wear in the future. Shirakawa, sensing Kashima's unease, gestures towards her bed, its soft cushions and plush blankets inviting him to relax. "You can sit here," she says with a gentle smile, hoping to create a comfortable atmosphere for him. Kashima, however, feels the gravity of the moment. The simple act of sitting beside her on the bed feels like a monumental step, given the whirlwind of emotions he's been experiencing. He stands there, momentarily frozen, as he processes the situation. His hesitation doesn't go unnoticed. Shirakawa, trying to lighten the mood, teases, "What's the matter? Thinking of taking things to the next level already?" She chuckles, but her playful tone carries an underlying question. Wanting to dispel any awkwardness, she suggests they both freshen up a bit. "I had a pretty intense workout earlier," she admits, a hint of embarrassment in her voice, "and I could use a quick shower." As she moves to retrieve a change of clothes, Kashima's protective instincts kick in. He's keen on ensuring that their relationship progresses at a pace they're both comfortable with. "Wait," he says softly, reaching out to stop her. His voice is filled with genuine concern, not wanting her to feel any pressure or obligation. They lock eyes, and in that silent exchange, a deeper understanding begins to form between them. Shirakawa is taken aback, assuming that such physical intimacy is a natural progression in relationships. Kashima, wanting to ensure their relationship is built on mutual respect and understanding, expresses his desire to take things slow, especially since they're still getting to know each other. He emphasizes that he values their emotional connection more than anything else. This revelation prompts Shirakawa to reflect on her past relationships, realizing that perhaps she's been seeking physical intimacy without truly understanding her own desires. Kashima's genuine concern and respect make her see him in a new light, different from the other guys she's known. Choosing to momentarily set aside the weight of their emotions and the complexities of their budding relationship, the two decide to immerse themselves in the simple pleasure of each other's company. They embark on a serene walk, allowing the gentle rhythm of their steps and the ambient sounds around them to create a calming backdrop to their conversation. As they meander through the streets, Kashima, with a hint of vulnerability in his voice, confesses that he's navigating the uncharted waters of romance for the first time. He expresses his wish for their first kiss to be a shared moment, one that stems from mutual desire and understanding. He wants Shirakawa to know that he deeply cherishes the bond they're forming and that he's committed to nurturing it with care and respect. Shirakawa, touched by Kashima's sincerity and the thoughtfulness of his approach, finds herself drawn even closer to him. She appreciates his desire to build a relationship based on mutual respect and genuine affection. Feeling a connection that goes beyond mere attraction, she nods in agreement, sensing that their journey together might indeed blossom into a love that's profound and enduring. Wow, what an emotional roller coaster that was. I hope you all enjoyed diving into the intricate dynamics of Kashima and Shirakawa's relationship as much as I did. Remember, every relationship is unique, and it's the journey, understanding, and mutual respect that truly matter. Ryudo is on his way to school and still can't believe that he's in a relationship with the prettiest girl in his grade, Shirakawa. He wonders why a loser like him has such a girlfriend now. On his way to school, he receives a message from Shirakawa saying she overslept. Ryudo is immediately overwhelmed by the situation. He doesn't know what to write to his beautiful girlfriend without it coming off as awkward. He decides to advise her on the best way to get to school so she won't be late. In response, Shirakawa sweetly calls him a caretaker because he's so sweetly concerned about her. However, he apologizes as he couldn't think of a cooler message to send. Hello friends and welcome back to Anikazu. As always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment below on what you think of the anime for future segments, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on anything. With that said, let's dive right in. In the middle of class, Shirakawa enters and greets the class. As she makes her way to her seat, everyone looks at her, astonished by her beauty. She sits down and tells her friend that she took so long because she spent a lot of time on her makeup. In the process, she greets her boyfriend Ryudo, and he is once again overwhelmed, starting to blush. On the school roof, Ryudo tells his friends that he was at Shirakawa's house, and they are immediately shocked, wondering if he lost his virginity there. However, he quickly sets the record straight, saying that nothing happened, but she was actually in the mood for it. When he mentions that he declined because he wasn't prepared, his friends give him a lecture, unable to understand his perspective. Ryudo, however, hopes for another opportunity since they are now in a relationship. His friends tell him he's deluding himself, believing they are in a relationship because, in their eyes, it's impossible. To them, Shirakawa is at the top of the food chain and wouldn't settle for someone like Ryudo, and if she did, it would only be for fun to mock him. This causes Ryudo to have doubts about the relationship. Back in the classroom, Shirakawa spots her new boyfriend and hurries straight to him. She excitedly shares that he appeared in her dream, where they were chatting in her room. However, as she speaks, Ryudo becomes visibly nervous and distracted. Some boys in the background whisper and chuckle, clearly amused by his reaction to Shirakawa's approach. He also notices a disapproving look from one of her friends. Trying to find an escape, Ryudo mentions he has some homework to attend to, leaving Shirakawa slightly confused. Afterward, Shirakawa frequently approached him, engaging him in conversations and wanting to spend time together. While Ryudo appreciated this attention, he couldn't help but feel self-conscious due to the reactions of some classmates. Particularly, he was wary of Shirakawa's friend, whom he felt was always watching them closely. Ryudo calls Shirakawa, wanting to speak privately, and asks her with uncertainty if she's told anyone that they're now a couple. She reveals that she informed her friend, Nikaru Yamana, the same girl who had been giving Ryudo cold stares. Shirakawa has been friends with Nikaru since the first grade, so she shares everything with her. Shirakawa then asks Ryudo if he hasn't told his friends, to which he responds that he's told 2 of them. Noticing that their conversations always draw attention in school, Ryudo suggests keeping their relationship a secret while on campus. Shirakawa agrees but wonders when they'd be able to chat. Ryudo suggests weekends and after school hours. He's taken aback by his own audacity, feeling he, being the underdog, shouldn't make such demands. However, Shirakawa sees his suggestion as an invitation for a date. Just as Ryudo is about to retract his words, Shirakawa agrees to a date on Saturday since she's busy on Sunday. Once again, her beauty and charming demeanor leave Ryudo stunned. The day before his date with Shirakawa, Ryudo is anxious about planning their outing and fears it might turn out badly. Just then, he receives a video call from Shirakawa. They greet each other, and once again, Ryudo is taken aback by how adorable she is. She wants to discuss and plan their date together, leading Ryudo to suggest a movie for their first date. However, he's unsure about which movie to watch since he rarely goes to the cinema. Shirakawa then asks Ryudo about his true intentions for the date and why he invited her. He admits that he genuinely wants to get to know her better and therefore wants her to decide what they should do. It's the first time someone has ever asked Shirakawa what she'd like to do, leaving her pleasantly surprised by Ryudo. She begins to smile and mentions how much she's looking forward to their time together the next day, which feels like a whirlwind of emotions for Ryudo. Overwhelmed, Ryudo starts to overthink and wonders if she might have more mature plans for their date, causing him to panic. On the day of their date, the couple goes shopping, and Ryudo is captivated by Shirakawa's appearance as he sees her in casual clothes for the first time. Her beauty stands out remarkably, drawing attention from everyone around. Next to her, Ryudo feels invisible. They visit various stores and continue their shopping spree. After their shopping session, they sit down and grab drinks for a break. Shirakawa asks Ryudo if he genuinely didn't mind shopping and whether he got bored, to which he denies. She's skeptical at first, but he explains that he truly enjoyed understanding her fashion sense and loved seeing her happy, which in turn made him happy. This heartfelt comment makes Shirakawa blush, and her reaction, in turn, makes Ryudo turn red as well. As their date progresses, a bond gradually forms between the two. Shirakawa receives a call from her friend Nikaru and mentions that she's on a date with Ryudo, reassuring her not to worry. Ryudo immediately fears the worst, assuming Nikaru might advise Shirakawa to end things with him. He once again becomes introspective about their relationship, feeling that their connection is unattainable. His insecurity deepens, especially when he sends her a message and she doesn't reply. Ryudo becomes increasingly overwhelmed when Shirakawa doesn't respond to him for 4 hours. He's aware she had plans on Sunday, but she usually always has her phone handy and replies promptly. He can't help but think she's possibly meeting another guy and might be tired of playing around with him. As these thoughts spiral, Ryudo feels increasingly distressed. To distract himself, he decides to watch his favorite streamer, immersed in fanboy mode. He becomes engrossed in the stream, staying up for most of the night. The next day at school, Ryudo is greeted and celebrated by his friends for becoming a true fan. However, just moments later, he sees other boys trying to woo Shirakawa, inviting her to football practice. Ryudo witnesses the scene, looking as if he had expected nothing less, but his friends try to console him. In the evening, after school, he arrives home and receives a message from Shirakawa asking if they can meet at the train station. Ryudo immediately thinks that this might be the moment she wants to end their relationship. On his way, he regrets not accepting her offer to visit her at home, believing that their relationship might be coming to an end. Upon arriving at the park, the two meet, and Ryudo wants to get everything out in the open quickly, telling her he enjoyed their short time together. However, Shirakawa interrupts him by showing him her new phone case. It's a limited edition, and she went to great lengths to get it. To Ryudo's surprise, she pulls out an identical case, a gift for him. She had asked her friend to stand in line with her because they were only giving out one case per person. The two of them spent the entire day waiting in line and playing games, which led to their phone batteries dying, explaining why she couldn't see Ryudo's message. She thought that if she was getting such a special case for herself, she should get one for her boyfriend as well. This was also why she hadn't talked to him at school. She was so excited to give him the gift and couldn't contain her anticipation. After receiving the gift, Ryudo was silent for a moment, leaving Shirakawa feeling uneasy. She immediately worried he didn't want a matching phone case and began to apologize profusely. But the truth was, Ryudo was overwhelmed. He confessed to her that all this while, he had been plagued with insecurity, constantly wondering why a girl as beautiful as her would be interested in someone like him. He assured her just how much the gift meant to him and how fortunate he felt to have her as his girlfriend. Shirakawa hadn't expected such a heartfelt reaction from him, and this left her a bit flustered. As they made their way home together, they continued their chat, with Shirakawa revealing that she had planned this surprise for their one-week anniversary. Ryudo's mention of a past love piqued Shirakawa's curiosity instantly. She couldn't help but probe, wanting to know every detail about his previous romantic endeavor. This turned into another bonding moment for them as they shared personal stories and experiences with each other. Ryudo spoke of his former desk mate at school and how he had fallen in love with her after she dropped hints indicating that she liked him. But on the day he confessed his feelings to Kuros, she friend-zoned him. The rejection deeply hurt him and gave birth to his fears of being hurt again. Shirakawa, being the optimist, saw a silver lining in this tale. She expressed gratitude towards Kuros, reasoning that if not for that event, perhaps she and Ryudo might not have ended up together. She then shared the romantic story of her parents, who met in school and eventually got married. She dreamily mentioned that she yearned for a love story similar to theirs. As they were engrossed in their conversation, a sports car zoomed past them, capturing Shirakawa's attention instantly. Ryudo's eyes lit up, showcasing his vast knowledge about such vehicles. He rattled off details about the car, leaving Shirakawa in awe, as she hadn't expected this side of him. While the barrage of information was a bit overwhelming for her, she felt a surge of admiration seeing this passionate side of her boyfriend. It was a new layer to Ryudo that she had just uncovered, and she found it incredibly attractive. Drawing a parallel to the sports car, Shirakawa confided that she always wanted to speed past others, craving the thrill of quickly accumulating experiences. This impulsive nature of hers had led her to rush into relationships, causing them to end prematurely. As they delved deeper into personal stories, she revealed that her parents had divorced, which had a profound impact on her perception of love and relationships. Regardless of her past, Shirakawa expressed genuine happiness about her current relationship with Ryudo. She found contentment in the pace at which their bond was growing, contrasting it to the hurried relationships she had before. Later in the evening, she reinforced this sentiment in a conversation with her friend, who still held reservations about Ryudo. But life, with its unpredictability, had another surprise in store. As days went by, Ryudo was taken aback to find out that his first love, Kuros Maria, had transferred to his school and was now in his class. This revelation threatened to stir old emotions and possibly complicate the budding relationship between Ryudo. Ryudo is introduced to a new classmate at his school, and to his surprise, it's his old childhood crush, Kuros Maria. Everyone is taken aback by her because they find her incredibly cute and beautiful. Ryudo is equally shocked and recalls memories of her, especially the time when she friend-zoned him when they were younger. However, he finds solace in the fact that he already has a beautiful girlfriend, Shirakawa. Kuros introduces herself to the class, expressing her excitement to get to know everyone. Among the classmates, she notices Ryudo. Meanwhile, Ryudo is pondering over how he should approach her. To his astonishment, the teacher decides to seat Kuros next to Ryudo. Neither of them is pleased with this arrangement, causing Ryudo to lose his composure entirely. entirely. Hello friends and welcome back to my channel, Anikazu. If you enjoy this episode as always, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and leave your thoughts on the anime in the comments below. Let's continue with the video. The bell rings, signaling the start of the break. Students bustle around, chatting and laughing. Among the noise, Hiro's approaches Ryudo with a look of curiosity. Is it really you? She inquires, her voice tinged with a mix of hope and uncertainty. Are you the same Ryudo I remember from back then? He pauses for a moment, considering her question before nodding. Yes, Kuros, it's me, he admits, a soft smile playing on his lips. Her face brightens, eyes shimmering with joy. I can't believe we're seatmates now, she exclaims, of all the coincidences. As they converse, Ryudo's ears pick up a conversation from a nearby group of students. They're in a heated debate, comparing the merits of Shirakawa and Kuros, and discussing whom they prefer. He discreetly listens, feeling a twinge of discomfort at the casual way his classmates discuss the two girls. However, amidst the chatter and discussions, Ryudo's thoughts drift to a more pressing concern. The memory of a confession he made to Kuros in the past lingers in his mind. The fear of that intimate moment becoming public knowledge weighs heavily on him. Although part of him yearns to rekindle the camaraderie they once shared, he can't help but feel that, for the sake of preserving both their reputations, it might be best to maintain a certain distance from Kuros for now. Kuros receives compliments from her new friends in the class, which prompts Ryudo to momentarily leave the room. Outside the class, he's confronted by Shirakawa's best friend, Nikaru, catching him off guard. She persuades him to accompany her to a burger joint, and Ryudo nervously asks if he's done something wrong. The two sit in tense silence, the atmosphere thick with tension. Breaking the silence, Nikaru inquires if Ryudo is even aware that Shirakawa's birthday is the following week. He's taken aback, admitting he was oblivious. Nikaru gets upset, questioning the depth of his feelings for Shirakawa and pointing out that normally couples know such details from the early stages of their relationship. She calms down and instructs him to celebrate Shirakawa's birthday in some special way, mentioning she brought him here to discuss this in Shirakawa's absence. Before parting, Ryudo, wanting to reciprocate the thoughtful gift he once received from Shirakawa, seeks Nikaru's advice on a birthday present. She sits back down to help him pick the perfect gift. However, unbeknownst to them, there's someone in the distance secretly taking photos of the two. The bustling sounds of the train station surround Ryudo as he steps onto the platform. Amid the sea of people rushing to catch their trains, a familiar face catches his eye. It's Shirakawa, standing by a pillar, her gaze fixed on him. It's clear she's been waiting, a certain anticipation in her stance. Their earlier agreement to avoid interactions at school made the station their unofficial meeting spot, but seeing her there today was unexpected. Without missing a beat, she strides up to him. Her phone in hand, she presents him with an image, a candid shot of him and Nikaru, evidently deep in conversation. The photo has been making the rounds in a girls' group chat, accompanied by playful taunts and jests at Ryudo's expense. Though the teasing chatter of the girls in the background might have been a source of embarrassment for many, Ryudo can see the real concern in Shirakawa's eyes. Is it true? She inquires, her voice steady but with a hint of vulnerability. Did you and Nikaru really meet in secret? Stammering, a bit lost for words due to the sudden confrontation, Ryudo nods. Yes, we met, he confesses, feeling the weight of her gaze. Seeking to divert the conversation, he musters the courage to ask, Shirakawa, are you free next Sunday? I'd love to celebrate your birthday together. He reveals that it was during this very clandestine meeting with Nikaru that he discovered the date of her special day. This piece of information seems to melt away some of the tension, as a soft smile appears on Shirakawa's face. She agrees, her earlier stern demeanor now replaced with a more playful one. With their plans set, she gestures to the school's direction, indicating she'll head there first. Ryudo watches her go, his heart racing. As the distance between them grows, a thought crosses his mind. Was that a hint of jealousy he detected in her eyes earlier? The realization warms him, adding a bounce to his step as he follows her path towards the school. On her birthday, the two head to Harajuku, a place that always lifts Shirakawa's spirits, a tip Ryudo got from her friend Nikaru. They stop by a cafe, and Ryudo treats her to her favorite drink, a detail also orchestrated by Nikaru. She thoroughly enjoys her beverage, prompting Ryudo to reveal that he'd sampled drinks from numerous cafes to find the very best for her. He excitedly pulls out a comprehensive plan and begins to enthusiastically chatter about his entire process. It's so detailed that Shirakawa struggles to keep up. She's immensely impressed and asks if he likes bubble tea, leading him to confess that he embarked on this quest solely for her. Worried that he might have said something amiss, Ryudo is relieved to see that Shirakawa deeply appreciates his efforts. Together, they continue their cafe hop, ticking off every cafe on Ryudo's meticulously curated list until they are both utterly stuffed. By the time they reach the last cafe, they're so full that Shirakawa decides to share her drink with Ryudo. He's taken aback, realizing that drinking from the same straw would mean an indirect kiss. Mustering the courage, he takes a sip, overwhelmed with emotions. Following suit, Shirakawa too takes a gulp. She playfully remarks about their first indirect kiss. Flushed with embarrassment, Ryudo is still elated to be sharing this moment with his girlfriend. The day slowly draws to a close, and the two set out for home, both contentedly full. Ryudo wants to discuss Nikaru with Shirakawa, but she interrupts him. They spot another couple, where the guy is presenting a gift to his girlfriend. This reminds Ryudo that he intended to buy a present for Shirakawa. He checks his wallet and, to his horror, realizes he has spent nearly all his money, leaving only 1,000 yen, even though he still wanted to buy her a gift. However, Shirakawa simply wants the detailed plan that Ryudo crafted for the day. To her, the plan is astonishing and is a testament to Ryudo's love and dedication. She believes that the day itself was gift enough and that the plan was symbolic of his feelings for her, making it even more special. Ryudo promises to craft an even grander plan next time. They head home, with Shirakawa expressing her gratitude for a wonderful 17th birthday celebration. At school, Ryudo notices that the rumors and lies about Shirakawa have been increasingly mentioned lately. He's puzzled, as while there have always been whispers, they've recently intensified. He sits on the rooftop with his friends, lost in thought, until Nikaru, Shirakawa's friend, suddenly appears, causing Ryudo's friends to scatter. Having learned about the date between Ryudo and Shirakawa, she labels him an odd bird. She then addresses the topic of the increasing rumors surrounding Shirakawa and inquires if Ryudo has also noticed. Together, they begin to speculate about who might be spreading these rumors and why they're gaining traction. In the classroom, Ryudo takes his seat and is greeted by Kuros, who promptly offers him some cookies, which he gratefully accepts. Since Kuros forgot her book, they share Ryudo's. As they do, she begins to touch Ryudo subtly, momentarily flustering him. The teacher interrupts the class to step into the staff room, and Kuros seizes the opportunity to apologize to Ryudo for rejecting him in the past. She explains that back then, she didn't understand relationships and how to be in one. As she says this, she moves closer to him, hinting that she now appreciates the benefits of being in a relationship. She subtly suggests she's interested in him. Caught off guard, Ryudo gently deflects her advances, mentioning he already has a steady girlfriend. Kuros' curiosity is piqued, and she probes for more details. While Ryudo considers sharing details with her, he recalls the recent event and decides against it, keeping the details to himself. Ryudo worries that if their relationship is exposed, Shirakawa might become the subject of ridicule. By chance, he spots Shirakawa entering an empty classroom with another guy and decides to follow them discreetly. Inside, the guy asks Shirakawa if she would consider dating him. However, she declines, revealing she's already in a relationship. The guy, taken aback, presses her for details, curious about who her boyfriend is, but she remains tight-lipped. She explains that her boyfriend is incredibly shy and prefers to keep their relationship under wraps to protect her, although, from her perspective, she wouldn't mind making it public. The guy speculates that perhaps she's withholding the truth because she fears others might think her boyfriend is a bore, but she immediately contradicts that notion. Shirakawa doesn't find her boyfriend dull at all and respects his wishes, which is why she's keeping the relationship a secret. She emphasizes that she wouldn't be embarrassed about their relationship even if the whole world knew about it. Hearing this, Ryudo is deeply moved. As students leave school for the day, Ryudo stays behind to complete his classroom duties. During this time, Kuros approaches him, initiating a conversation about Shirakawa. She mentions that an acquaintance of hers once dated Shirakawa and had spoken very poorly about her, even claiming to have suffered in the relationship. Kuros suggests that everyone should be aware of this side of Shirakawa, especially given how many guys find her attractive but know little about her true nature. As she speaks, Ryudo pieces together the puzzle, realizing that Kuros is the one spreading rumors about Shirakawa. With every negative word Kuros utters, Ryudo's anger builds. It reaches a boiling point when she insinuates that Shirakawa's deceptive nature is well known. Unable to contain himself, Ryudo confronts her about spreading falsehoods about Shirakawa, emphasizing that she knows nothing about Shirakawa's true character and that her boyfriend is incredibly happy with her. Kuros, trying to gain the upper hand, asks him pointedly who this mysterious boyfriend is. In a moment of raw emotion, spurred by anger and determination, Ryudo stands tall and proclaims to the entire class, "I am Shirakawa's boyfriend." The proclamation echoes in the silent classroom, and the few remaining students turn their heads in astonishment, taking in the revelation. Alright, everyone, that wraps up this episode of our dating story. I genuinely hope you enjoyed every moment and twist that unfolded today. If you did, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could show some love by hitting that like button. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on any future episodes. I'm genuinely curious about your thoughts, so please drop a comment below and let me know if you're eager for another installment in this story. I always enjoy hearing from you all, but for now, that's all the time we have. Stay awesome and take care out there. Signing off, this is your host, Anikazu. Ryudo is arguing with Kuros, and he loudly proclaims in class that he is Shirakawa's boyfriend, even though he wanted to keep it a secret for her safety. Everyone is stunned and taken aback by the situation and can't believe what Ryudo said. Even Shirakawa's friends don't believe him until she herself confirms that she's with Ryudo. Hello friends, and welcome back to another Anikazu video. If you like this video about the anime our dating story, leave a like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. With that said, let's dive right in. Upon the announcement that Shirakawa is Ryudo's girlfriend, everyone is shocked and immediately begins to think positively of her. The boys see her as an angel and very kind for giving such a loser a chance, while the girls conclude that the rumors about Shirakawa taking advantage of her boyfriends are not true. Kuros is angry and hastily leaves the classroom, which prompts Ryudo to follow her. He confronts her, asking what's wrong and if she has been spreading the rumors about Shirakawa. She admits that she was the one because she wants to be number one and won't let Shirakawa take anything from her. In her anger, she reveals that Shirakawa is Kuros' twin sister, which shocks Ryudo. She speaks about their family situations and why they don't have the same last name and live together. She wishes that Shirakawa wasn't her sister. She feels that Shirakawa was always favored and loved more because she was very outgoing, while she herself was a more reserved child. She resented the fact that she always had to take the brunt of things, having to change places, names, and schools because their parents divorced. Even now, though she's tried to be like her, she finds that Shirakawa is still more sought after, and this frustrates her. Ryudo then appeals to her conscience, telling her that it's not the right path and that she should try to be more like herself. While he too sometimes feels overshadowed by Shirakawa's presence, he accepts it and remains true to himself because it's the right thing to do. Following this, Kuro slips, and Ryudo catches her. Later at school, Ryudo encounters Shirakawa and her friend. He's startled by her, but she commends him for the action he took. She then says goodbye, leaving Shirakawa and Ryudo to exchange awkward glances. On their way home, they discuss how they initially wanted to keep their relationship a secret, but Ryudo decided to reveal it because he didn't want their classmates to have such an impression of her due to the rumors. This revelation shocks Shirakawa, and she's touched that he did it for her sake, even being moved to tears. Such rumors usually don't bother her, but the situation has deeply affected her. She also knows that Ryudo is now aware of the family situation between her and Kuros. She mentions that she intended to tell him herself and feels that Kuros is a good sister. In the conversation, Ryudo also makes it clear that he never believed the rumors from the start and loves the Shirakawa standing before him, emphasizing that the past doesn't matter in this case. We briefly see Kuros at school, frustrated because she's once again on the verge of falling for Ryudo but fears she won't be his number one. At home, Ryudo gets ready for school, dreading it since it's the day after the revelation of their relationship. Surprisingly, people at school greet him, and he's perceived and treated differently by everyone. After school, he and Shirakawa are in a cafe. Since Ryudo has put in so much effort for the relationship, she now wants to give it her all too. He's pleased about this, and they chat about his hobbies. After a brief awkward moment, he begins to passionately discuss his interests, which confuses Shirakawa. He shows her what he enjoys watching, and she leans in closer, curious about what her boyfriend is into. However, all he can focus on are her lips, making him nervous. The following day at school, under the clear blue sky and with the gentle breeze ruffling his hair, Ryudo finds a quiet spot with his friends on the rooftop, a place that always brought them solace and allowed them to share their deepest secrets. With a mix of excitement and trepidation, he opens up about his budding feelings and the urge he feels to kiss Shirakawa. The atmosphere is thick with tension as he explains how every moment they spend together makes him yearn for a closer connection, and he wonders if a kiss would be the next natural step. His friends, however, initially react with a blend of surprise and frustration. Of all the people in the world, why come to us with this? They tease, half serious, half joking. They reminisce about past times when they'd all shared their first crushes and silly love stories, and how Ryudo's situation was now different and more profound. The air is thick with their unspoken feelings, jealousy that one of their own was moving forward in a romantic journey, nostalgia for their shared past, and genuine concern for Ryudo's emotional well-being. After a hearty discussion and some playful ribbing, they decide to put aside their feelings and help Ryudo navigate this new chapter of his life. They assess the situation and, after some reflection, come to a unanimous consensus. They feel Ryudo might be rushing things, and while his feelings are genuine, the foundation needs to be more robust. "You're not ready for a kiss yet," they claim, emphasizing the importance of smaller gestures that could mean just as much. With a shared nod, they propose that he should focus on deepening their bond by starting with the seemingly simple yet intimate act of holding hands with Shirakawa. At school, Ryudo invites his girlfriend to a date at Yono Park for the weekend, to which she immediately agrees, much to his delight. He and his friends have plotted Operation Hand Holding to advance to the next level in his relationship with her. His plan is to wait for a moment when she stumbles so he can grab her hand to prevent her from falling. During class, he's called upon, but lost in his thoughts, he hasn't been paying attention. Hiro steps in to help him find the correct answer. She also apologizes to him and asks him not to hold a grudge for the things she's done. Ryudo forgives her, saying it's no problem, making Kuros happy, but she also blushes in response. On the day of their date, Ryudo wants to head straight to see the swans, but Shirakawa stops him and surprises him with a lunchbox she made, leaving him in awe. They sit down, and he opens the lunchbox to find an omelet shaped like a heart. She's flustered because the food shifted during transit, but Ryudo doesn't mind and immediately starts eating, commenting on how delicious it is, which delights Shirakawa. In the midst of this, Ryudo receives a text from Shirakawa's friend, telling him to eat everything from the box as she had helped Shirakawa prepare it. Later, as they stroll, they decide to go boating. As per the plan, Shirakawa stumbles, and in that moment, Ryudo tries to grab her hand. However, he misses, and she lands safely in the boat. He's taken aback and frustrated by the situation, but they continue with the boat ride. He hopes she'll stumble again when getting out of the boat, but to his disappointment, she doesn't. As they walk, Shirakawa notices how lost in thought her boyfriend seems. Ryudo wants to touch his girlfriend because he loves her, but he's afraid of hurting her or making her think he's like her ex-boyfriends, so he wants to proceed with caution. However, his demeanor backfires when Shirakawa stops and asks Ryudo what's bothering him. She's had similar experiences with her ex-boyfriends, where they distanced themselves in such situations and eventually broke up with her. He assures her he had no intention of breaking up and shares that he had contemplated going boating again so he could try his plan one more time. She agrees, and they set off for another boat ride. This time, Ryudo approaches the situation differently. He gets on the boat first and then offers his hand to assist his girlfriend, which makes her blush. She takes his hand, and with that, Ryudo achieves his goal. The two indulge in a serene boat ride, with the gentle ripples of water and the soft glow of the setting sun setting a perfect romantic backdrop. The atmosphere, coupled with their mutual affection, makes Shirakawa reflect on their recent journey together. She feels it was an excellent decision to take a second boat ride, not just for the sheer joy of it, but more because of the intimate moment of holding Ryudo's hand. Opening up, she shyly admits that in recent days, she too had imagined interlocking her fingers with his, feeling his warmth and comfort. It's a heartwarming realization that they both were thinking along the same lines, their hearts resonating with the same wish. In the heat of the moment, overwhelmed with emotions, Shirakawa, with her eyes shining brighter than the waters around them, stands up and gently places her lips on Ryudo's. The surprise and intensity of the gesture leave him blushing, his heart racing, and completely taken aback. They share a silent understanding. Since they were both on the same page about holding hands, it wasn't a stretch to believe Ryudo had also been thinking about a kiss. Shirakawa's bold move not only conveyed her affection, but also her earnest desire. She passionately expresses how she wishes to let their love story unfold organically, to let their emotions deepen, and to transform their budding relationship into one that's genuine and eternal. Upon reaching the shore, the two find themselves instinctively intertwined, their hands locked together. Shirakawa, with a gentle grip, doesn't show any intention of letting Ryudo's hand go. The ambient noise fades as they amble along the bank, their footsteps synchronizing. During their leisurely stroll, she shares a more intimate detail about herself, revealing that her given name is Runa. She softly expresses her wish for Ryudo to address her by this name, making their bond even more personal. Caught off guard and deeply touched, Ryudo tries to voice her name but stumbles, his cheeks tinted with a blush of embarrassment. With a tender smile, Shirakawa assures him, suggesting he take the time he needs to grow comfortable with this newfound intimacy. Previously, acts like holding hands and sharing a kiss came naturally to Shirakawa, almost routine. But now, with Ryudo, every gesture feels amplified, making her unexpectedly self-conscious. She ponders aloud, attributing this heightened emotion to their decision to savor every step of their blossoming relationship. She confesses her belief that this unhurried approach might just be the key for her to experience a profound, genuine love for Ryudo. His heart swells with happiness, grateful for this unexpected journey with Shirakawa. Deep down, he hopes that this bond they share remains unbreakable, wishing to keep her close forever. Heroes is at home, surrounded by the quiet hum of her room, diligently trying to focus on her homework. Yet, she finds herself constantly distracted, her mind drifting back to Ryudo and his reassuring words that he wouldn't bear any animosity towards her. This constant thought gnaws at her, making her question the origin and depth of these burgeoning feelings. Overwhelmed and frustrated, she lays her head down on the desk, her heart heavy as she continuously ponders Ryudo's words. Amid the swirling emotions, a revelation emerges. She yearns to be loved by him, and in her mind, the only way to achieve that affection is to emulate Shirakawa's demeanor and charm. To realize this aspiration, she believes she must pry Ryudo away from Shirakawa. With a hint of malevolence in her voice, she murmurs that Shirakawa should deeply value the fleeting moments she shares with Ryudo. That wraps up today's episode of our dating story. Dear viewers, dive into the comments section and share your thoughts on this anime. I'm eager to know if it resonates with you as much as it does with others. If today's narrative captivated you, hit that like button and ensure you're subscribed to the Anikazu channel so our tales always find their way to you. Until our paths cross again, stay animated and farewell.